watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Tosin Fakile in for Annalisa Gale and Mark Hall. We begin in Prince George's County this afternoon. 2 men died in a construction accident at a Camp Springs church. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons live outside First Baptist Church of Camp Springs. And Liberty, what are people there telling you?
Well, Tosin, officials say these 2 men were working on the roof of this church here behind me when the ladder that they were using hit or touched a power line. And I spoke with the stepniece of one of the victims who said both of these workers were very experienced.
My father-in-law, he got his own company, so that's how they was working for the company.
Olga Gomez says the 2 workers who died were roofers with 15 years of experience and both cousins in their 40s from El Salvador. One of the victims was the brother of her father-in-law.
We was close to them, and then, well, like when my mom, she called me.
Her mother called her to First Baptist Church on Allentown Road. Investigators say the men were using a ladder that touched a power line while they were working on the roof. Neighbor Everett Wills says he heard the fire engines and saw smoke coming from the church.
All the power went out. I'm saying, now what did that come from? So my wife wanted to know just as well. So she came out and took a look. She said, Everett, you're not going to believe it, but it's 2 guys up there burnt to a crisp. I mean, it's just a horrific way to die, you know. 2 guys going to work to do the jobs and don't get to go home tonight.
And we also reached out to the church, who said they were not going to be making any statements at this time. Meanwhile, police say that the Chief Office of Chief Medical Examiner will determine the cause of death. For now, live here in Camp Springs, Maryland, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
Liberty, thank you for that report. In the district, we're getting reports of increased immigration and Homeland Security enforcement activity around the city. Flyers started circulating on social media Sunday night, alerting people to possible enforcement targeting restaurants and delivery drivers. We have reached out to ICE, HSI, and the Department of Homeland Security for comment and information about any operations, arrest, or anyone being detained. We have not heard back from them yet, but Mayor Muriel Bowser told DC News Now today her office has received several similar reports of increased enforcement activity today. Organizations like the Central American Resource Center in Columbia Heights say they have also heard those reports. They're reminding people of their rights if they're approached by law enforcement.
You must tell the officer that that's what you're doing, but we also prepare that the officer may detain you and send you to a detention center, but your silence will allow you to provide a larger, more robust defense. But if you talk to the officers, then you give up that right. The other right that is very important is for them not to search your premises or your person without your authorization or a court order.
And they're also reminding families who may be targeted by federal law enforcement to make plans for child care and legal help ahead of time, along with getting in touch with lawyers now to help with the risks. All right, your time is 4:03. Time to get a first check of our forecast with meteorologist Damon Matson. Damon, all day today as I was coming into work, it was like the sun was playing peekaboo in those clouds. What are we in for today?
That's exactly it there, Tosin. It's just the back and forth game once again here, as parts of the area not only have had to deal with the clouds, but we've had rounds of rainfall, a few thunderstorms. Now, the good news is this activity is not reaching the same levels as it did yesterday. We have not had any sort of severe thunderstorms, and at this point yesterday we were just starting to ramp things up, but now today things are winding down as these waves of showers and storms continue to rotate off to the north and out of the DMV. At this point, we only have a couple of leftover showers over portions of Montgomery and Howard County, stretching from Rockville and Olney back over toward Columbia and Laurel, but most of the other storms that were out over Frederick, Carroll counties have finally moved on, and we don't have any rainfall at the moment either down toward the district. So that's going to be the general trend. We'll kick out the last bit of these earlier showers and storms over the next hour or so. We're likely to catch a nice dry break right around sunset, 8 p.m. But then as we head into the overnight hours, some light rain showers off to our west will start to work in, especially along the I-70 corridor. So we'll continue to have this on and off wet weather, but Do we finally dry things out completely and get a good amount of sunshine on Wednesday? We'll have that answer in your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, David, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. A 3.0 magnitude earthquake rattles central Virginia. A map showing from the U.S. Geological Survey, the earthquake was recorded in the town of Dillwyn. This is in Buckingham County. Now, people also reported feeling that shake a little further out. So far, there's no word or reports of any injuries. A Virginia man behind bars accused of shooting 2 teens and killing one as they were breaking into his home. This happened yesterday in Spotsylvania County. Deputies responded to Mackenzie Lane for a report of a home burglary with shots fired. They found 2 teens shot, including 18-year-old Michael Bosworth Jr., who died at the hospital. The second teen was treated for minor injuries. A third teen was unharmed. The shooting suspect, Tyler Butler, was arrested today. He's being charged with second-degree murder. Developing in the district, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he will call a vote on the D.C. Local Funds Act as soon as possible. That is according to a report by Politico. The legislation restores D.C.'s current budget, which was cut in March by $1 billion. That was when Congress voted on a federal spending plan that reverted the district back to 2024 spending levels. The Senate already passed the legislation, but the House has failed to consider it, forcing D.C. to come up with a backup summer budget to address the gap.
We don't have a timeline, unfortunately, from the speaker. Soon as possible is our timeline. So I have had an opportunity to speak with the speaker, and I'm hopeful that there will be a resolution soon.
In the meantime, Bowser says her team must move forward with its supplemental budget. The goal is to have that to council by tomorrow. And still in the district, tourism numbers hit a record high last year. 27 million people visiting the capital city in 2024. And leaders are hoping to top that number in the coming years as more major events are slated to come to D.C. Our Marielle Carbone live at the National Mall, where one of those major events, Marielle, is set to happen in 2027.
Yeah, Tosin, we are talking about the NFL Draft, which is expected to bring hundreds of thousands of people here to the National Mall. Now, the district really hoping to continue building off of that momentum, but it is facing a challenge as politics is putting a dent in global travel.
I'm into big events like that.
With news of D.C. landing the 2027 NFL Draft, tourism is front and center.
Something like the NFL Draft is a huge economic boom for Washington, D.C.
Last year, tourism hit an all-time high in D.C. with 27.2 million visitors. That number translates to $2.3 billion in tax revenue and more than 111,000 jobs.
What it means is that a mom can put her kid through college, the family can buy a home, and the hospitality economy has helped us get there.
Mayor Muriel Bowser leaning in with more big events like the 2025 Club World Cup happening too.
Creating more events, activations, venues improves our bottom line.
Still, leaders admit D.C. is fighting an image problem.
Right now, there's a perception forming overseas that the U.S. isn't as welcoming as it once was.
According to Tourism Economics, international travel to D.C. is expected to drop by 6.5% this year due to global politics. D.C. already seeing the impacts on world pride.
The rhetoric has made a difference.
Elliot Ferguson is the CEO of Destination D.C.
Our hotel community, we hoped by now they'd be sold out. They're not.
Moving forward, he and others say their focus is on highlighting that D.C. is more than federal politics.
We love monuments, memorials, and museums, but it's our neighborhoods, restaurants, of course, sports.
And Tosin, the reason that there's such a focus on international travel is because that's where the money is. Ferguson says that typically those travelers stay for longer. They spend more money, typically $2,000 or more on a visit. Reporting live from the National Mall, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you for that report. And a rally today against D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's proposal to repeal Initiative 82. It's a measure D.C. voters overwhelmingly approved in 2022, raising the minimum wage of tipped workers. Now, while many restaurant owners are in favor of Mayor Bowser's proposal, workers in the hospitality industry are fighting back to protect their wages. DC News Now's Candace Cole will have more from City Hall coming up at 4:30. New at 4, fentanyl dealers in Virginia could soon face even more prison time. Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a new law that takes effect in July. It allows prosecutors to charge fentanyl dealers with involuntary manslaughter if they sell drugs that kill. The involuntary manslaughter charge carries an additional 1 to 10 years of potential prison time. According to state data, nearly 1,000 Virginians died from fentanyl or other synthetic opioid overdoses last year, though fentanyl-related overdoses did drop 44% in 2024. The rush is on to get a real ID. After tomorrow, you will no longer be able to use a regular driver's license to board a flight or get into certain federal buildings. Travelers who don't have a real ID by tomorrow's deadline will still be able to fly, but they should be prepared for extra scrutiny. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says those without a real ID may be diverted to a different line and have an extra step, but will be allowed to fly. Noem told a congressional panel that 81% of travelers already have IDs that comply with the real ID requirements. Security checkpoints will also be accepting passports and tribal identification.